last but not least, social proof and pre-selection. Social proof is something that is, I make a distinction between those two. And I think I kind of have to say this at the end here anyways, because it sort of sums up everything I've been talking about when it comes to looks and stuff like that. When I talk about attraction and I talk about arousal, those are two aspects of like female nature. Like if you're going to talk about like what a woman wants for the long term, what she wants for like the short term fucks or alpha fucks is arousal. Beta bucks is attraction. Well, and people tend to think of beta bucks in like sort of a negative light. No, blue pill, yes, negative light, but beta bucks is just a series of behaviors. Right? It's provisioning, protection, and parental investment. And in and of themselves, those are not bad things. If all you have are those things and there's no alpha fucks, then that becomes a bad thing. If all you have is alpha fucks and no like provisioning and no investment in that woman, I mean, that might be a good thing for a while for a guy, but then after a while, you're just, all you're doing is just fucking, you're just fucking random chicks. And maybe that's okay for a time. But even guys like Justin Waller or Mike or whatever, they still want a main chick, right? So there still is a want for monogamy. There's still a want for something that's a little more stable, right? So if all you have is alpha fucks, you're incomplete. If all you have is beta bucks, you are most definitely incomplete. Most guys just think that beta bucks is all there is to it, right? Now, so if you take those aspects and then you look at social proof and pre-selection, okay, social proof is universal. Social proof, like Kyle has social proof with me. I have social proof with Kyle, right? He knows what I do. He knows what my achievements are, respectability. He knows what I'm about. I know what he's about. Mike, I know what he's about. He has social proof because I'm going to go and build him up, or I'm going to say, hey, that's Mike Sartain, right? Or people are going to go, hey, that's Earl Tomasi. If a guy comes up to you and like he wants me to sign his book, or he wants me to talk to me or something like that, that's social proof. Pre-selection is when the chick wants to fuck you or the chick wants to get with you, but she has to go check with her girls, right? That she has to be pre-approved. She has to talk to mom. She has to talk to sister. She has to talk to the sisterhood. She has to talk to her best friend. She has to talk to her whoever, her girlfriends at work, whatever it is. There has to be some sort, like women can't trust their female intuition to make a decision as to whether or not they want to fuck a guy or they want to get with that guy. They have to go and find out if their girlfriends are in some way approving of this dude. Right? You want to know why the T app is a thing? Pre-selection. Oh, don't date him. Or are we dating the same guy? .com. Yeah, that's pre-selection, really. Even in the negative sense, it's still pre-selection. So pre-selection is when women are trying to figure out what your quality is. A pre-selection, when we talk about shit tests, that is to determine what your quality is. Are you really the guy that you present yourself to be? That's why you get what I call active shit tests. There's active and passive shit tests. The active shit test is when you're first meeting a girl for the first time at a club or a bar or whatever, and she starts fucking with you, and you're like, she's just basically trying to see if you're really who you say you are. Passive shit tests are when you're already with a girl, and that woman says, "Don't you think it's time to mow the lawn?" Or "My mom was right about you," right? Those kind of things. That's basically what passive shit tests are meant to answer one question: is he the best that I can do? The active shit tests are, is he really the guy he's presenting himself to be? And so when we're talking about looks, when we're talking about pre-selection, we're only talking about that aspect. You can get to that once you're in a relationship, then the nature of shit tests change. But when you're talking about social proof, I make a distinction. And I don't know that Mike actually makes this distinction. Maybe he does. Social proof is society. You're pre-approved by everybody, by guys. And the social proof is not as valuable to women as pre-selection is. Because I could go have Kyle build me up with some bitch. Say, hey man, Rollo's the best guy in the fucking world. Do you know who he is? Yeah. Like what? You could definitely have, or even like when you have like a female wingman. Oh man, he's such a great guy. Oh, there's pre-selection involved in that, but it's still part of social proof, right? So if a woman goes and she sees me on Dr. Phil. She sees me on Access Vegas. She sees me on this show. She sees that I have, 5 best-selling books, right? That's social proof. That's not, do I want to fuck this guy? That's, do people like this guy? Is this guy really, is his status really legit? Does he have his bona fides, right? Preselection is, would you fuck him? Hell yeah, I'd fuck him. If you're not going to fuck him, I'm going to fuck him. Like, that's preselection, okay? So there's two different aspects to that. And I bring this up because when you look at the balance between certain aspects, and this is something that I've factored into my sixth book, my Reignite sixth book, okay? There is synergies between all of these things. Preselection, social proof. What is that? That's frame. All of that amounts to frame. Burden of performance. What is burden of performance? Burden of performance is not just about you achieving in your entrepreneurial sense. Burden of performance is also, are you kicking ass in the gym? Are you learning social skills? Social skills, game, whatever you want to call it. Are you a good conversationalist? Are you likable? Can you actually carry on a conversation? Are you socially awkward? Are you not socially awkward? Like, that's still your burden of performance as a guy. It's not just about, oh, I got to go to church on Sundays and I got to go to work here and I got a degree and I'm a funny guy. And it's like that laundry list of attraction cues. Like, I love my mom. I come from a good family. I'm educated. Da, da, da. That's a burden of performance, yes. But there's also money, muscles, and game are part of your burden of performance. A lot of guys don't really factor that in. Your burden of performance, you have a burden, your performance burden. Getting your fat ass in the gym and getting a fucking squat rack. Are you benching 225? Did you know that? What was the percentage of guys that can only bench 225?
I'll find it again, but it's like
that's your burden of performance. If you're not benching 225, you have failed as a man. What is the percentage?
Fewer than 1%.
Fewer than 1% can slap on 4 plates.
Some sources placing at 0.075, or roughly 1 in 1,000 people.
Oh my God.
But it'd be closer to 0.4% in about 1.3 million.
I saw this other thing that said, like, after 30, like, only 7% of the population will ever sprint again. Really? I mean, I could understand that since like 75% of the population is overweight, but that still leaves 25%. Why is it 7? Yeah, or maybe you just don't want to.
I mean, as I've just transferred from being like a blue collar worker and then going into working inside, right? Mm-hmm. You don't really want to do anything other than that if you're not actually actively trying to go do it.
True.
Or like, I never see anybody.
Well, that's why didn't they lower like the physical requirements to join the army or something shit like that? Yeah. It used to be you had to do 4 pull-ups. Who can't fucking do 4 pull-ups? I'm 57 and I can do like probably 10 pull-ups. What the fuck, man? But that's my burden of performance, right? So your physique is part of your burden of performance. Your look is part of your burden of performance. Your congruency is part of your burden of performance. Are you congruent? Who is the character? Is the physique? Is the look? Is the style? Is the character that you're projecting? Is that congruent? Because that's part of your burden of performance. When you're not congruent, that's when people go, ooh. That's when women go, he's kind of creepy. You know why girls get creeped out by a guy? Because there's the look doesn't match the projection. The look doesn't match the guy. The guy seems like he's acting it. When you talk about, like, was it nice guy syndrome? These nice guys, they're sneaky fuckers, right? Yeah, they're trying to trick us into fucking them. That's why women hate that shit, because that's female intuition or the hypergamous filter. Women's existential fear is to fuck a guy who they thought was alpha, and then later find out, and maybe they're pregnant with him, find out that the guy's actually a beta. The guy's actually not high value. Tricked you, bitch. Ha ha. See you later. I'm out. Right. That's because that woman is now stuck with either abort the child, or in our evolutionary past, she was stuck with a kid. She was stuck with a bastard child. Right. And that could be a death sentence to a woman. That's why it's so serious. That's why grape is so violating to women, because it's a choice it's a sexual reproductive choice that they didn't make. That's why it's annoying. But see, the thing is, that's why it's also so imperative for women to figure out whether you're who you say you are. And if they get even a smell, even if a hint that you're not, that's when they get creeped. That's when the creep factor comes in, because you're incongruent. with the look, with the style, with the personality that you're projecting, and then you're not actually like that, creep. He's kind of creepy, but he's so good looking, doesn't matter. Jeffrey Dahmer, good looking dude. Kind of creepy.